Hi there, I'm Andrea Land. For anyone who doesn't know me, I go by groovinggoddess, and I'm going to just briefly tell you why I decided to do this tonight. Briefly, why I started doing it in the first place, and what we're going to do when we turn off the cameras and close our eyes and lay down and get comfortable. So, 2 years ago, we were going through one of these big expansion cycles where consciousness is expanding. Everything is expanding all the time. I mean, that thing about the universe always expanding was no joke, because we're not the only beings ascending. This isn't the only planet. It's that expansion process continually happens. So we were going through one of those phases where I was either going to uh, have a nervous breakdown and lose my mind for sure, and blow my life up, or I was going to level up. And it was kind of like one of those turning points where this is either going to happen for me or it's not. And I had already experienced a really big consciousness expansion that had me kind of spread out across all the dimensions. Like it felt as if you would imagine like a fan, right? That's divided in sections. So you have all the little triangles. Like I'm in the middle here, and then parts of me are like, you know, fourth dimension, seventh dimension, eighth dimension, dimensions I've never heard of. And after that happened, and then my life sort of blew up like a tornado, because I hadn't talked to it about Seraphina in advance, and I hadn't had her tell me to always ask with ease and in a way that brings me joy. So my method of telling the universe during a lunar eclipse was, just rip off the Band-Aid. I can't stand anything in my life the way it is. I can't live like this anymore. I need help. I'm willing to do and go through whatever you tell me, just because I want this to stop. And that's exactly what happened. And I cried for 6 weeks. And then I started to reintegrate all of that and find my equilibrium and my balance with it. So as I kind of went through that process, I realized I bet everybody feels this way when they go through that. And I had managed to bring myself to a place of having peace, like a feeling of peace, no matter what else is going on around me. And I really wanted to get that to others. So with my meditations and channeling and talking to my team, and who is mostly Gaia, who is actually going to be, I don't think you can see that. I will grab her. She's going to be right behind my head on the pillow. This is my representation of her anyway. But what came through was this that I'm about to do with you all, which is this meditative journey that I usually do on an individual basis, because there is a part of it where we go to a library, I'm not going to explain right now, and get your book of consciousness and bring it back and put you in your body. So what we're trying to do today is go through the meditation, and we'll start with breathing. It's very simple, very easy, relaxing. That's the whole point. Then I use this giant rose quartz that I have. This is why the quartz is so important for all of you. It doesn't have to be rose quartz, but just some kind of quartz, because as we're working, I'll ask you to put that on your solar plexus when we start. And so what I am doing is I'm using my energy and using this crystal to help connect with all of your energies and amplify your love frequency, your prana. It is that simple. But what we're going to do with the breathing is we'll establish an infinity loop of energy flowing through your body. This is how it's meant to function. We've been told a lot about our cup being full or empty, and we have applied that to everything. But that really is most important for like our physical body and our mental and emotional effort that we put out in the world. That's where the empty and full thing comes in. But the energy flow, when you have this practice and you are able to engage it, it stays consistent. And it's meant to be like an infinitely flowing river that speeds up or slows down, but isn't overwhelming, or you're never depleted. So that's the point of that. And then once we've established that energy loop, we will continue on with the breathing, and I will guide you through expanding out your love frequency. And we will create a love sphere around you. And then once that is all solidified and everybody's connected with me, because I just can tell now, there's really nothing you need to do, to be honest, other than listen and allow your mind to just drift and follow me and do the breathing, because I have done this at a couple of stadiums now. I mean, their higher selves were the ones I was participating with. But what I mean is that I've connected with that many people's energy all at the same time. So I know that I am capable of doing this with all of you. So once we get that sphere around you, then we will start expanding out larger and larger until that sphere surrounds the earth. And then we will probably have some contact with Gaia, and she usually has something to say when we do that. And I'm thinking, yes, I'm thinking for this particular time, since what we're trying to do right now is give you energetic stability during your expansion. I think what we'll do is we'll just stick with Earth for today, because when I do an individual session, we go farther out of the space and there's a whole lot more that happens. But that would be, that would almost be like adding too much right now. So we just want to establish this energy flow and this love sphere and this connection with Gaia. So, oh, Jocelyn's trying to get in. Well, I don't think I have it closed off. Just checking. Jess, if you're, in communication with her, just send her the info. And if she's not able to find the meeting or passcode for some reason, if her thing is asking for that, because it shouldn't, but I know sometimes people have that, it's on the invitation at the event. So maybe you can help her find that. So at any rate, the expanding allows us to expand that love frequency, and that's what gives you the peace and the bliss and that connection with Gaia. And then we'll bring all of that energy back in, and you will come back out of the meditation. And the idea is that now that you know how to engage the breathing to remind you of the infinite energy flow in your body, and now that you have the love sphere around you, that all you need to do is use these little things that I'm about to teach you and engage that when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. There we go. There's Jocelyn. All right, here she is. Can we what? Can we use another crystal if we don't have quartz? Citrine is all I have on me. That'll be fine. And you can always do it later as well, because I am going to record this and put it up. So that's the other great thing, is that since we are recording this, I will have it. I will have it so that you can just use it anytime you like. And I'm glad you made it in, Jocelyn. I'm muting everybody. And I was just explaining the process, but I don't think you need me to go over again. And it's recorded, so you can always come back and watch it. So if you don't have a rose quartz or a quartz, then you're probably meant to have whatever you have, is my theory about that, Kate. So, and sorry about the background noise, because I have fans on in here. Highly recommend them. Oh, thank you, Brittany. So for today, that's why I'm not going to do the whole journey out in space. Maybe next month I can do one of those, like a group session, because I know people are trying to get over this hump, and I want you to come along. I want you to be able to get through this turmoil and jump into the next expansion and come along with everybody else. And it doesn't mean you don't go anywhere. It's just, you know, you're ready. Everyone who's here is ready to graduate to the next thing. And so what happens when that's going on and you're pushing through, it's, you know, the classic chrysalis butterfly analogy where we've got to have that friction to push us through and break us out of that. But sometimes that friction can be so much that we get overwhelmed. And so that's why I'm here and I'm doing this with you, because I want you all to graduate. So with all of that being said, if anyone has any questions before we get started, feel free to either put it in chat or let me know. And then in the meantime, I'm going to keep talking, but I think, because it would be silly to just show me laying here sleeping, honestly. I mean, not that I'm going to fall asleep. That would be really funny, wouldn't it? If I fell asleep on you all. You're like in chat going, is she snoring? Is that snoring that I hear? Let's see here. Hi. Hi there. Do you have any questions?
No, I've read everything and I just wanted to say hi, love you.
All right, I love you too. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so everybody's gonna stay muted except for Brittany, who will let me know if I suddenly stop making noise for some reason. And I'm gonna turn off camera. And so you're not gonna watch me, Jocelyn. You can turn yours off if you want, because we're gonna be closing our eyes and getting into more of a relaxed state. So everyone get yourselves in you don't have to lay down, but I highly suggest it because it's just more relaxing and it'll be easier for you, I think, to slip into the meditation and the vision, the journey that we're taking. So I am laying down on my bed. So I have my rose quartz right here on my solar plexus. I love this. This beautiful rock has been with me for, gosh, maybe 30 years now. Going on many journeys. And then I also have Sophie, the grid working wonder dog, next to me. And then Gaia, it's very interesting because usually I put the selenite above my head. And I went over and touched her and just thanked her and was communicating and said, you know, in my head, and I heard she was like, you need to bring me. I just went, okay. I follow what I'm told. All right. So as everyone's getting themselves relaxed, I will be explaining, and in position, I will be explaining the breathing. And I am going to try to talk a little louder than I normally do for this, like I already said. So just turn me down if I'm too loud. I just want to make sure the recording is really clear for people later, because there were a lot of people who couldn't be here. And I mean, thank you so much to everyone who's here. I am amazed. All right, so we're going to be breathing deeply in through our nose. These numbers, you can do it however it works for you, but I like to breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 2, and then breathe out of my mouth for a count of 4, and then pause before inhaling again. So these pauses in between the intake and the release of breath are to signal to our nervous system and our vagus nerve, especially our energy body, our physical body, our emotional body, and in particular our pain bodies, because I think those get highly triggered by anything that's super challenging. So As we start to breathe in through our nose and pause. Release and pause. And pause, and then exhale. And pause. You can do it for whatever feels natural for you. We're just trying to make a circular breathing pattern where your intake and your exhale are as equal in length as we can get them. And that you take that little pause in between. Also, I should mention now before it starts happening that sometimes I have to clear my throat and do other little things while we're doing it because I will feel a clearing that needs to happen for somebody or everybody, either in their body or their chakra system, etc. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now as we're breathing in, you're breathing in pure source energy into your crown. With each deep inhale down into the belly, filling up all your lungs, this opalescent liquid light that looks like honey and opals and iridescent rainbows. That light is pouring in through your crown, inside your physical body, your energy fields, relaxing your pain body, your love body, your emotional body. Slowly moving down, filling up all the available space inside you. With each inhale, you feel more of that warm, loving, calm, pure source energy. And as you exhale, you're letting out any tension or any worries or anything that might distract you. Breathing in all of that source energy. Breathing out any tension. And as you're breathing in this liquid light, you become full to overflowing. We filled all the space within, and your energy body is ignited. Everything is functioning properly. And that inner universe, the infinite space inside you, because as above, so below, as without, so within. That is how vast your personal inner universe is. And it has all the space to contain all of your consciousness and give you everything you need. And now as you breathe out, continuing to breathe in that source energy, I want you to think about something or someone that makes you feel absolutely pure, unconditional love. It brings you joy every time you see the person, the place, the object, something that you enjoy. It could be anything. It could be a ripe strawberry or a good piece of chocolate or your child or your favorite park. Continuing to breathe in that source energy, and as you exhale, I'm using my love frequency to amplify all of yours. And as you exhale, a rose quartz mist begins to emanate from your solar plexus. This rose quartz mist is that unconditional love frequency. And each time you exhale, the mist becomes a larger cloud, a darker color, and it begins to surround you, forming a perfect sphere. Sphere can be any size you envision, and you are the perfect center. Blowing all of that beautiful rose quartz love frequency, that rose quartz mist, to envelop you, giving you a sense of peace and love and joy, a sense of well-being, knowing that this energy is perfect. It can transmute anything. Instead of shielding you from the world, it allows you to move through the world, simply blessing everything that your energy field touches and retaining nothing in your own. And anyone around you who has anything they're ready to release will just be gently removed. Continuing to breathe out that rose quartz mist, forming that sphere around you until they're completely perfect and contained. Very good. Continuing the breathing as we've built the sphere around ourselves. Remembering what I said, that this energy is protecting, transmuting, and blessing. We're going to slowly, as you exhale, see your love spheres. We're going to just allow them to slowly expand out like we're blowing up a bubble. And as it does, we'll start with expanding to the size of the room you're in. And pause for a moment at this size. Continue breathing, but allow yourself to feel both the oneness with everything around you, animate or inanimate, because everything has energy and matter, but also your separateness, that you are your own universe, your own sphere, where you are safe and happy and content and loved. And nothing that's around you has any effect on you when you are focused on this sphere. As we exhale, let's expand out farther now, covering the building that you're in. Beautiful. Same thing, observe the awareness of the connection to all that's around you, but also your own separate, safe place. And my energy is connected with all of you and helping you to expand and hold this structure. Big breath in and then a big breath out. And now your sphere with you at the perfect center has expanded out to the size of your neighborhood. You're becoming aware of the ground beneath you, the bedrock, the soil, the concrete, anything that might be in your sphere, with you as the perfect center. The sky above you, maybe some birds flying by. Taking another big breath in. And as you exhale, expanding out farther until we're covering your town or a larger area. Again, noticing that as you expand out your love sphere farther and farther, continuing to take in source energy and exhale this love quartz mist, this rose quartz, love frequency, that your connection to everything around you is changing a little bit. You feel more of just an energy, a pulse, like a humming almost. Breathing in really big, and as we exhale, your love sphere has expanded out now, farther than your naked eye could see if you were standing on a hill. And you start to become aware of oceans and forests and tundra and the molten rock beneath the bedrock and the tropics, the upper atmosphere. You may notice some whales or dolphins in the ocean or the water. There might be birds and fish or ducks in the water if it's fresh water. All sorts of wildlife in the forests and the tropics. Taking another big breath and exhale. Continue expanding until your sphere is so large now that you can feel down into the earth, down into the core of Gaia. And you start to feel how all of the individual components really are just our mother and our home. The top of your sphere is connecting with all of the sky, clouds, and weather. Expanding a little more with each breath. At your own pace, if you're slower or faster, that is perfectly fine. Breathing in deeply and exhaling. A few more breaths and our sphere will be large enough to surround Gaia with our love energy. Continuing to breathe in source energy and exhaling out love. Getting closer and closer to the size of Gaia. You may feel little tinglings or sensations in your body. These are perfectly normal. Deep breath in. And then with one big inhale and one last big exhale, suddenly your love sphere is surrounding Gaia, Earth, Mama Pachu, Tara, Tiamat, and all the other names she is known by. And we're going to hold this position with our love field, hugging Gaia. And now, as you're breathing out your love frequency from your solar plexus, I want you to focus on all of the gratitude you feel to our mother. Gratitude for the beautiful home she's given us to live on, for giving us physical form and life in these bodies. All of the flora and the fauna and the elements, all the ways in which we're nourished by the air we breathe and the food we eat and the water we drink, and the support and the love and the encouragement that even if we aren't always aware, she is always sending to us. We are her children, and we are always connected to her. We are as organic and as much a part of her as the trees and the mountains and the streams. And as you're allowing all of this gratitude to flow to Mama for all that she has given us and all that she does, soon you start to feel a tingling of warmth in the soles of your feet, down where your Earth Star chakra is. And that warm rose quartz unconditional love frequency begins to flow back to you from the mother, from Gaia, from Terra, slowly moving up your legs and filling your physical body, your energy body, and your own inner universe with all of Gaia's love and gratitude for everyone here and everyone who watches this later. Overflowing with gratitude for every expression of your consciousness, the way you have lived this life and the gifts that you have given to others. She is so grateful to every one of you. Every single contribution each of you has made, even though she knows some of you don't see that in yourself yet, but you will soon, if you don't already. Everything you've done in your life has been purposeful and meaningful and had a reason. And she is so grateful to you and proud of her children, proud of you. And she is hugging you back with her energy. And soon all of that love that Gaia is sending back through your body is overflowing, and it connects with source energy and creates an infinity loop flowing through you. Source energy in as you inhale, love out as you exhale and send to Gaia. And she sends that back through you, and it goes back to source. This energy flow is exactly as it's meant to be. Never too much, never too little. Always available to flow through you evenly bringing in source energy and that love from Gaia, allowing you to be in a state of bliss and peace and calm. And remembering that you have this love sphere around you and that this is Gaia's love. And she is always here for you. Continue your breathing, engaging this infinity loop of energy, allowing it to flow through you. As I said, you may feel the energy moving through your body. It may be something a little different than what you are used to, but this is part of the quickening. And having these tools to allow this energy flow to be fluid will help to ease some of the sometimes uncomfortable sensations in the body during the quickening. Really connecting with that love that you have for the mother and knowing that she is so happy that all of you are here. Continue your breathing, and I'm going to take a moment to pause and connect directly with Mama, and most likely she will invite us to go visit her in her corporeal form. All you need to do is allow that energy to flow. Keep breathing out your love and knowing that you are completely safe and protected, and that right now you are giving love to the whole world with complete, gracious, loving acceptance of everyone and everything that exists on this planet. Connecting with Gaia now. Shift your point of view, your focus, continuing your breathing. And we're going to be walking along a path together. And there's many of us here, and there's plenty of room for all of us. You can feel free to walk alone or hold hands with someone or float along. And as we're walking along this crushed shell pathway, very neat and tidy, you can see far off in the distance ahead of us a beautiful woman standing in what looks like a sitting area, but it's out in this vast wilderness. To our left, you can see an ocean and an inlet and a grotto. You may see whales and narwhals and dolphins and flying fish and all manner of ocean life as you look to your left as we're walking. And then as you look to your right, there's fresh water. Perhaps there are some more prehistoric water creatures. We're about halfway down the path now, and Gaia is coming more and more into focus. Since there are many of us here, she is going to ask that as we assemble, we stand in a circle. Behind her and all around us is this glorious meadow as we cross the path and enter her outdoor parlor, as she likes to call it. She is however you envision her. And right now, she is matching our concept of our own sizes. And we're all there together, holding hands in a circle. I know some of you wanted to immediately run to her, but there's a reason that she asked us to do this differently today, and it's because there are more of us here. She moves to the center of our circle and takes a moment to slowly turn in a slow circle and make eye contact with each one of you, sending you more of that love straight into your heart center. And projecting a beam of light directly from her third eye to yours, one by one, sending you each your particular activations and coding, which will help you at this time to be stable in your expansion and smiling so lovingly at each and every one of you. It's truly moving. And as she completes the circle and moves around to everyone and then comes back to me, she begins to grow very, very tall, taller and taller until she is like a giant. And she's going to speak now. Welcome, my children. I am so happy to see so many of you here. I grew large so that you can all run up and hug me like my children that you are. There's enough room for everybody, and I can hug all of you all at one time. So move in for this group hug with me, because I want you to know that this is always available. And I am always here for you. I am always here to release your burdens, to receive your secrets, to take anything from you that you're ready to let go of and send it back where it belongs, to encourage you and give you the best hug that you could imagine receiving. I know some of you don't all have those sorts of connections with a mother in your physical life and in your daily life. And so please come for me and take all of that maternal comfort and healing and hope and confidence and pride and joy in you that I can give, because I have an unlimited supply. You can visit me as often as you like. I know some of you have been to see me before with your guide, and you have been to see me on your own. And I want everyone to know, especially the new, that I am truly, even though it's hard for your brain in this body to conceive of, I truly am with every single one of you always, and I'm always aware of you. And that is because, as I said, through your guide, you are just like the trees that cover me and those roots that go into my soil and down, down into my molten core. You have roots deeper than you can imagine. And because of these roots, I'm connected to each and every one of you, and I'm always aware. Now that you have come here to visit me, I hope that you will be able to feel my presence on a consistent basis and know that I am always here. When things come up that are troubling or challenging, or if you're feeling like giving up on anything, especially yourself, I want you to help come to me so that I can help you always choose you. Choose yourself, nourish yourself, love yourself, care for yourself, parent yourself, and then you can spread that out to the rest of the world. I am your infinite energy source that never gets tired. I am your ever listening ear who is here to hear every bit of feeling or frustration or release or joy or triumph that you experience. As you would all say, I am here for it. Now, if you would all move out a little bit and give me some room to go back to my size that matches yours. There is one more thing I would like to do while you're here. Very good. Coming back down to my earth size. So silly of me. So I have this very large teapot, and I've given you very tiny teacups because there are many of you. And I'm going to pour cosmic water. This water is made of pure source energy, stardust, the universe, the original water that existed when I first became Earth. This water is very potent and healing and restorative and will help cool some of the fires within you, whether they are physical, mental, or emotional. And as I give you each your cup of cosmic water, drink it down, feeling the refreshing, cooling, tingling cosmic water, filling your inner universe and coating your heart with Mama Gaia's love. Please remember you can come back here anytime you wish. There are many of you here, and you can all come back again as often as you like. But it is time now for your guide to take you back to your bodies and to your expanded point of view. And with that, Mama Gaia holds out her hands and spins around in a circle, covering us with her love, this beautiful energy, coating us from head to toe. And now as we walk back down the path towards our awareness of our love sphere and our physical body at the center of it, and this infinity loop of energy that is still engaged, leaving Gaia's grotto, knowing that you can return anytime you like. She has such love for all of you. I haven't met a single soul yet who comes to meet her in this way who doesn't have very special, unique things about them that are part of this whole beautiful energetic creation and system that we have with Earth. And now, as we are bringing all of that love energy back into your inner universe, continue the breathing. We'll be reversing the process, but first I want to explain that as we are bringing our love sphere back closer to our bodies and closer to our physical size, it is not getting smaller. All of that love that you are currently surrounded in, that you have created with Gaia and Source, all of that love frequency is going to redistribute inside your body. Someone is saying like a TARDIS. Yes, like a TARDIS. You will be bringing that into your physical body. And so this structure will remain with you, and you can expand or contract it. I really like to think of it as flowing out and in like a tide, because you never get smaller. It just redistributes in that inner universe inside you. And having all of that love contained inside of us allows us for a deeper embodiment and more bliss and peace as we go through our process of expansion and growth. So now, as we're breathing in the source energy and breathing out love, instead of expanding, we're going to slowly, as is comfortable for you, start to redistribute that love sphere, bringing the border slowly closer into our physical body with each exhale. Feeling that warmth and sense of well-being and peace filling your inner universe. Ever so slowly, the borders, the outer edge of your sphere, pulling in uniformly closer to your physical body. As it does so, it's redistributing all of this love frequency and this infinity loop of energy with Source and Gaia and you into your inner universe. You may feel physical sensations as we're doing this. That is normal. Your body is adjusting to containing more of this energy. Breathing in Source, breathing out that love. And as we do, our spheres come in closer through the layers of the planet that is also Gaia. feeling the connection with the soils and the waters and the flora and the fauna and all of the people around the world. And remember, as you are redistributing this love frequency inside you and giving yourself the benefit of this bliss and this peace and this well-being, you are also blessing every energy that you touch with the same. Yes, turning on their heart light. Somebody's an ET fan. About half the size of Gaia now, you still feel all of the layers above, below, and on all sides of you that are included in your sphere, but also a feeling of warmth and fullness and that pure unconditional love filling you up inside. Coming in closer now, about a quarter of the way to your body, or I should say 3/4 of the way to your body. Coming in closer until our sphere has redistributed inside us so that we're covering our state or our country if we're in a smaller country. Feeling that oneness with everything, and also the beautiful feeling of your own separate energy that is permeable while at the same time protective. And now coming in closer to our bodies, the size of our town or city. And now closer to your neighborhood. You may feel tingling and energy flowing through your body. You might even feel a sense of your cells vibrating. It is normal. It is your energy system and your body adjusting to containing this energy and having this energy flow. And then back to the size of your building. And with this last exhale, you can return to whatever you feel is your set point. That could be 6 feet across, 12 feet across, the size of your building, a football field. It's entirely up to you. Continue your breathing, and I'm going to keep talking, allowing yourself to feel the shift in your energy. Feel the energy flowing through your body, that infinity loop of energy. And I'll explain a few more things before we come out fully. And then anyone who is here in the live session can share if they would like, or you are free to hop off the Zoom and enjoy this state of bliss. Continuing your breathing. Hmm. I'm making some tones to loosen up some areas. There we go. The exercise we've just done, you can do this all day, every day. It's very easy to remind yourself of the breathing, to remind yourself of this infinity loop of energy, this river of energy that is flowing through you and ever present. It doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't stop. You are permanently connected now. But sometimes it helps to engage in the breathing for a moment and remind ourselves of that flow. And that should ease whatever discomfort or unease you're feeling at the moment. And the other thing that you can do when you engage with the breathing is you can make yourself aware that you are in this love sphere all the time. It is always with you now. And you can, as you desire and at will, expand or reduce your diameter as you like. A way to experiment with this as you're getting used to how it feels and how it works. You can breathe in and breathe out with as much subtlety as you need if you're in a supermarket or an office or anywhere where the surroundings may just feel a bit tense. Or perhaps you can see that you're feeling fine, but someone in front of you is having some sort of difficulty with their ATM card and a baby is crying and there's just an amplification of uncomfortable energy. You can practice expanding out your love sphere and just blessing that space with this love energy and watch and see what happens, because it becomes magical. You will feel the shift, and others around you will also shift with consent, of course, but it's very rare that anyone comes in contact with this beautiful frequency and stays stuck wherever they are. Now, this does not mean it's your responsibility to do this. You are under no obligation to expand out your love sphere any more than you need to, and this is for you and you alone. This just may be a useful tool that you find brings you more comfort when others around you, because as empaths, you are all sensitive to that energy, that it helps make the environment more friendly to your energy, and it also has the byproduct of helping others. Over the next week, you may feel little sensations in your body. Sometimes bringing all of this energy back into the body and being fully embodied in your consciousness and in your physical body can bring up things for release and healing, be they mental, physical, or emotional. Sometimes karmic things, past life things, all sorts of experiences may come up, but I want to remind you that you do not have to re-experience it. You don't even need to fully remember all of the details of anything to let it go. What I do when I notice any sort of a physical, mental, or emotional session or sensation after any type of session I do with and for myself, I observe it. If there's any emotion that needs to be released, I engage in the breathing to remind myself that I'm in this love sphere and I have this river of energy flowing through me, and I can easily release anything that I am ready to let go of. And I'll usually simply say to myself, sometimes out loud, but quietly if I'm somewhere in public and feel awkward about it, I will say, I am releasing this from myself and the collective. I am releasing this from myself and the collective. I am releasing this from myself and the collective. Some physical things and very painful emotional mental things can be a little more persistent and require going through that a few times over the course of a week. But what I've experienced, especially with the physical stuff, is it will be an old injury that comes up to tap me on the shoulder via some sort of a painful sensation, a twinge or something. And I will observe it and then immediately do the releasing protocol. And sometimes I may have to say it a few more times. And once I've said it 3 to 6 times, even if it's, my bad knee from years ago, which is no longer bad, thankfully. I shouldn't say bad, I should say injured, but it will just stop hurting like magic because I've released whatever was trying to move through that area of my body. I know many of you have been going through a difficult time, and so that is why I wanted to remind you that you are not responsible for anyone but yourself, and that you do not need to have some long, drawn out, traumatizing re-experiencing of anything. You can observe it. Remind yourself that you are rocking this love frequency and release it. And with that, go ahead and slowly return your breathing back to normal. For the people who are listening to this later,